What is up, boyos?
Hello, boyos.
Welcome to the Loner Gamecast, where we discuss that everything is video games. This week, we are talking about Konami. We're going to be talking about a new Ghostbusters game. We're going to make our final predictions for the final Smash character, and a bunch of other fun story news. Story news? Fun game stories. My name is Jake, and today I am not joined by Nick. Nick is gone. Nick is in Disneyland. He's having a good old time over there.
Living his best life.
But I am joined by the one and only Cody Rattler.
Hello, everybody.
For the folks at home who may not know who you are, why don't you give yourself a shout out?
Well, I am Cody Rattler on pretty much every platform. I've branded my name. I play drums in After the Calm, and I do a lot of Twitch streaming. So I love video games. I knew Jake needed to fill in for today, and here we are. Thank you guys for joining. I see a bunch of my friends. Volp, Trivium, love you guys. Brooke, hello. Hope you guys are doing well.
Yes,
Thanks for joining.
Yes. So the way we do the show, Cody, we normally start the show with a segment called What You Been Playing. And so I'm going to ask you, what you been playing?
What have I been playing? Well, on Twitch, we recently just finished playing Metroid Fusion. Wanted to make sure to relive the game because everybody knows Dread is right around the corner, so I had to prepare myself. But off to the side, I've been playing Hades on Nintendo Switch. Fantastic game. As well as Dying Light on PlayStation. Both are just a lot of fun and easy to sink a lot of hours into.
Oh yeah.
What about you? What are you playing?
Well, I want to ask, like, Dying Light, right? Because the new Dying Light comes out. What? I can't keep up anymore.
I don't even know. I'd have to find out. It might be October. Does anyone in chat know?
I think it was supposed to come out in October, but I think they delayed it to like February or something. Delayed to early next year. Yeah. Thank you.
Probably, yeah.
But I've never played it, and I've been on the verge. Like, should I play it or should I just wait till the sequel? What do you think?
It's a lot of fun. Did you ever play that, like, I forget what console it was. Might have been 360, but Dead Island. It was a zombie game.
Oh yeah.
So that one was like what Dying Light, or like what it wanted to be. Dying Light is just like everything that Dead Island wasn't. It's just, I don't know. Everything about that game is just, there's a lot of exploration. There's a lot of different types of zombies that you encounter. There's like a fear aspect to it because at night these like more powerful zombies come out, so you don't want to be caught running around at night. You got like little safe zones and stuff. I don't know. The game is just, it's fun.
Yeah,
you can level up stuff. So
my thing was like, I like put it in my backlog. I'm like, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna get to it. And then they announced the sequel, and it's like, it's coming out in February. And then they're like, just kidding. It's coming out in March. Just kidding. It's coming out in November. Just kidding.
Eventually.
It's coming out next year, which is fine. Life is weird, but so I've just kind of been putting it off. But I've been very curious about that game. Also,
you get the time, you should.
Also, Metroid Fusion, dude. What a sleeper! Yes. What a sleeper hit that game is.
Such a good game.
Because I remember when that came out, and that was like, everyone's like, dude, this is Metroid Dread. This is what Metroid Dread was supposed to be. This is it. And we never thought Metroid Dread would actually come. And then it actually did come. Now we're actually getting Metroid Dread. It's crazy.
I just recently had read somewhere that Dread was supposed to be more of like a DS game. So I think it had been just pushed back for that long.
Yeah,
so it would have been a lot closer of a sequel because Fusion was Game Boy Advance, so not too far after DS to Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But here we are, Nintendo Switch, like 20 years later.
I've been continuing my journey. I'm playing so many games right now, dude, and it's like it's like
so many to play.
I have like video game schizophrenia right now. Because I'm playing Deathloop, which I think I'm nearing the end of Deathloop.
You got to tell me about that. I've had my eye on it. I just don't have. I guess you could get it for PC, which I do have, but I really want it for PlayStation 5.
Yeah, it's It's really good. If you like the Dishonored games,
I love them.
it's like Dishonored. It's the tone is a bit more lighthearted and fun than Dishonored, but the gameplay is pretty much the same. And the way they set up the narrative, I think, is sort of genius. Like, you're slowly unsolving this mystery, and yeah, it really is a sort of linear. When you really break it down, you're just kind of doing these missions to get further in the story. But the way they lay it out is so much more interesting than just like go here, go here, go here. Because you can do it in any order, and different things unlock different things for a different mission. Because there's like 4 big maps that you can go to, and there's like 4 different times of day that you can go to these 4 big maps, and there's different things you can do at different times of day in the different maps. So
Kind of reminds me of like Majora's Mask with that time sequence. You know where everybody's at what point.
It's kind of exactly like that. Yeah, it's got, it's a time loop sort of deal, like Majora's Mask. So
like you said, that's how Dishonored was too. I mean, once you learned everybody's tracks, you would know, okay, this guy's going to be here. So if I kill this guy, I got to pay attention to him over there.
Oh, thanks for the follow after the calm.
It ain't me.
Yeah, so I've been playing that. I've also been playing. I've been continuing Psychonauts, which has turned into a.
I love that game. The original one.
I'm playing the second one. I actually never played the first
I haven't
one.
Played it. Oh man,
I know.
Well, if you're enjoying the second one, I'm sure you'll go back and play the first one.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't even really know much about Psychonauts before I started playing it.
That game is a fever dream, it's just like a trip, man.
Literally.
Everything you see is just like nothing makes sense in that game, but it's so good.
But like the sequel is, it's so good, dude. It's so cinematic. It feels like I'm playing a game made by Tim Burton.
It's a really good way to describe it.
It's kind of ugly, but like it suits that the
it's like an
theme
artsy
it's
ugly.
going for.
I don't know. It's how's you said the story is really good. Is it just like worlds, or is it kind of like a linear? Like, okay, now you're here. Now you got to go solve this and do this.
It's linear-ish with a bunch of. I don't know. It's like a lot of big hub worlds.
Kind of like Banjo, maybe. Like you could explore, go to different sections.
It's kind of like that. It's not as much of a collectathon, although there is some like collecting you can do in that game.
I know you unlock a bunch of different powers, so you probably get access to different areas.
Yeah, I'm about like halfway through the game. I've gotten very distracted with Deathloop and another game I've been playing. I've been playing Death Stranding as well.
Nice.
Which I plan on starting a new save for stream, but yeah. So just like so many games. There's too many games. I don't know what to do with my life, but
Just got to delegate.
yeah, it's hard, man. And then, Far Cry comes out this week, and Metroid Dread comes out this week. It's never ending.
I'm already seeing videos of these games, people that get like early access, and they're already like posting playthroughs. I'm like, I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, let's move on. We're getting to the section of the show that we lovingly call the titties. These are just some like tidbits of news, smaller pieces of news that we want to talk about, but they're not like main news stories. First, Konami is set to revive Metal Gear, Castlevania, and Silent Hill. This is wild to me, considering Konami seems to have just completely given up on video games. Especially, they've really gone into pachinko. That's kind of their main thing. But I will say with Metal Gear in particular, Kojima's not there anymore, but it's been rumored for a while now that Bluepoint, who we're going to be talking about later in the show as well, is working on Metal Gear remasters. So they're like going to remaster all of the games. That's not been confirmed yet, but that would be pretty sick.
All three of those series are big. Metal Gear, Castlevania, and Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Those are some heavy hitters.
They're big, but they all haven't been touched in years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Revival is, I'm for it.
Besides Metal Gear, I mean, we got Metal Gear 5, but even that was like, what, 5 years ago now? Like,
yeah, that was, I think, PS4 and Xbox One, right?
Yeah. That's wild. Next titty, a Ghostbusters game is reportedly on the way from Predator Hunting Ground studio IllFonic. And if you don't know who they are, IllFonic also made the Friday the 13th game.
Nice.
So they kind of make the asymmetric sort of games where like I never played Predator Hunting Ground, but I played the Friday the 13th game, and it's like 4 people play as people being hunted by Jason, and one person plays as Jason.
It's like Dead by Daylight, right? I think
yeah, it's kind of like that, but like
4v1. One dude's like super powered and everybody else has to
it's like
work
that
together to not die.
Kind of shit.
So a Ghostbusters game, huh?
You have any thoughts on this?
Sick. Yeah, I'm just like thinking of how that works. Did you get to pick as like do you think it would be you play as a ghost and then the others are just like the kids with, I'm assuming it's got to be new age Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
It'd be the original.
That's the question. I'm thinking like
as a giant doughboy against the original cast.
Because like I'm wondering how the game even works. Because I imagine you play as 4 Ghostbusters and maybe one person plays as the ghost. Because that is sort of their style.
Sounds like, yeah.
But I'm also thinking like one of the biggest games of last year was Phasmophobia.
And gotta love it.
And like, what if they wanted to go in a different direction and they're like, what if you just play as 4 Ghostbusters? It's not like PvP at all. And it's just
they could try to replicate.
Yeah,
no one else has, right? Or no, I can't say that. There's been similar games since then.
No, like big budget game though, you know, nothing with like a brand like Ghostbusters or a studio like IllFonic.
They already have like the universe set up for them, so at that point, it's just pull the trigger.
Phasmophobia, but you can actually hunt the ghost. That's what Volpinator says. See, like, yeah, that makes sense. Like Phasmophobia, and you can actually play as the ghost, maybe too. I don't know.
Yeah, I've played with Volp and Phas, and we've talked about like how cool would it be if one of you could play as the ghost and just hunt the others. Basically a 4v1. So maybe that's what we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm excited to hear that.
Sounds cool to me. I'm into it. So that's it for titties. That's all I've got for the titties. But this next bit is the events, and tomorrow, I believe it's tomorrow. Am I mistaken on this? It's the 5th, right?
No, you're right. It is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Nintendo is going to reveal the new and final Smash character in Smash Brothers. And you are sort of the biggest Nintendo nerd I know.
God. See, the thing is, I knew there was going to be a lot of weight behind this one because of all the Nintendo stuff.
You're covered in Nintendo stuff. I mean, even on your arm.
True. Permanently.
So what do you think? Who do you think is going to be, what do you think Papa Sakurai is going to come out and be like, hey,
I just read Volp saying Sora. That's a good one.
Seems too obvious though, right?
So here's the problem with like giving you a real answer is every time that I guess, I am completely wrong. And it's never like someone that I even, like most of the newer ones are people that I didn't personally know. Like some of these games were not games that I played. So I feel like more often than not, it's left field. So I'm probably going to be wrong, but since day one, I've been joking, and I would love if they actually made Waluigi a character. Like, make him a real character. Give him the love that Wario has had for years, but make the man no longer a trophy. Give him what we want. Let us play Waluigi. I would love that. It's like the final shebang. I feel like it's been a meme forever that the internet's just been.
I think that would get a huge pop Waluigi too. Like I think people.
I don't think that's going to happen. Like I
don't
said,
think so either.
I don't think it's going to happen. To give you a real answer, I really don't know. I mean, I'm looking at like the amiibos we have, and all of those are Smash Bros. Characters. So Goku. That's good. It's Goku. That's my real answer because none of it's going to make sense anyways.
Yeah, something like Goku would be like so out of left field.
Last character.
It's not impossible because there is the Kratos game on Nintendo Switch, so it's not like impossible, but it's very, very unlikely. About the Bandit joining Smash from what? From Borderlands?
The Bandit. I don't know why, but like I read it too quick and thought, oh, nice, Borderlands, huh? I thought Crash Bandicoot. I read that way too quick.
I mean, so like that is a possibility. Is Crash Bandicoot?
Could be.
I know we all associate Crash with PlayStation, but like at this point, he has been not a PlayStation character longer than he was a PlayStation character, because he's owned by Activision now. So I mean, Crash is possible. The Bandit from Borderlands makes very little sense to me. I don't know why that would be a...
He's just saying they posted a fake teaser. It's always hilarious seeing those fake teasers. You know that they're not really accurate, but they're hilarious.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You did have me thinking, though, if like Banjo's in the game, I'm thinking now Rare. Didn't they own Conker as well? Wouldn't that be like super left field? Bring Conker back?
That would be wild. Although I will say, like, Conker is sort of a raunchy character, but I guess you do have
he's like a diamond in the rough.
You've got you've got Snake in there, Doom Guy would be so fucking cool, man.
Just to put him and Isabel together.
I do think Crash is possible though. Crash or
Superman. What are you guys thinking, chat? I mean, Volp's given us a few answers. Does anyone else have any idea what you guys are going to see tomorrow when they announce the final Smash character? I know whatever it is, I'm probably going to enjoy it. There's been very few where I'm like, what? And it just doesn't make sense to me, but almost all the DLC characters are overpowered, so I love them.
I've got like one really like left field one. What about like Master Chief?
That'd be pretty sick.
And I know that sounds crazy because Volpinator says Leisure Suit Larry, and that's really good.
That's talking about diamonds.
But like Master Chief makes sense to me because there's already a Microsoft character in Smash with Minecraft Steve. So like
True.
It's not like these guys don't work together, and there'd be no bigger pop than Master Chief showing up in Smash Bros.
It's a tough one. Kind of in the same vein of this question, do you think that this is truly the end? Because after the last DLC, they just kind of surprised us with Wave 2. I know the dude's getting tired of making these characters. What's his name? Sakurai, I think?
Sakurai, yeah. I do think he'll wrap it up. I
feel like he's balancing like just putting so much work into this game, but also saying, you know what, how far can I really push this? Can we hit 100 characters?
I wonder, does Sakurai have any involvement in the new Kirby game? I don't know. Because
it's a good question. Maybe he's busy with that.
Sakurai famously, created Kirby as well.
Yep.
But I don't know. I feel like this is probably going to be the last DLC character, and we won't see new Smash content until whatever Nintendo's next console is.
Yeah. I could definitely see that.
Microsoft has Master Chief so locked down. I don't know if they do that. Seem like they'd lose money. How would they lose money though? Because they would definitely get a cut.
Not profit as much. Yeah.
They'd get a cut of the DLC profit, and they'd also get free advertisement for their new Halo game that is literally coming out in like 3 months. It seems like a pretty no-brainer to me, but like I don't know if Nintendo would be down for it more so.
If it's truly the last character, I think it's got to be like the big final shebang, It's got to be someone big. I don't think it can be a one-off that only a fraction of Nintendo fans recognize. Because there were a couple, I'm telling you, that I'm like, who is this? I've never even heard of this guy. What, Terry? Like, I didn't play the Streets of Rage. Is that what it was?
Street Fighter.
Not
right?
Or is he from? No, he's not from Street Fighter. Is he Terry? I thought he was a different kind of fighting game. I'll have to look it up. But see, you don't know either. I'm like, who's Terry? Like, where's Waluigi? Give me the Waluigi.
I think it's a pretty sure bet that it's going to be Sora, which I think is...
That'd be cool. I'd take Sora.
I think it's a bummer if it is Sora, honestly. For one, it's like, I don't know, like for a big pop, like we already have Cloud in there, which is kind of like the Final Fantasy I need already. And he's another sword character. And unless you're going to make Sora like Pokemon Trainer, where he's going to come out and like shoot out Donald and Mickey and Goofy, which is not
awesome.
going to happen.
No, they'd probably just be in his final Smash, most likely.
No, they will not be in the game at all. There's no fucking way.
I don't think it'll be Sora. It'd be pretty cool, but I don't think it will be.
I think it could be Sora, but I don't think we're going to see like Mickey or Goofy or anything.
God, now I'm interested. I want to see how this plays out. So I
know,
can look back at this and be like, how close were we?
Not at all.
Way off, like every time.
So yeah, that's the Smash Bros. We'll find out tomorrow, and we'll report next week on this show, me and Nick. So, let's get into the news. We've got two big pieces of news here. First piece of news here: Kratos actor reveals wholesome reason for God of War Ragnarok delay. This comes from Isaiah Colbert at Kotaku. Christopher Judge, the voice actor for Kratos in 2018's God of War, stated that a number of surgeries he required in 2019 resulted in God of War Ragnarok being delayed. In short, heartwarming series of tweets, he expressed gratitude to Sony Santa Monica, the studio behind the game, for its unwavering support throughout his recovery. In his tweets, Judge revealed that in August 2019, he required hip replacement as well as back and knee surgery. Although studios can be assholes, Judge said Santa Monica Studios' handling of his rehabilitation was the, quote, classiest thing that he's ever seen in the business. Judge praised to Santa Monica Studio for not publicly disclosing what had caused the highly anticipated PlayStation 5 game's delay. He also propped up the God of War studio by tweeting that everyone in the company from top to bottom should give us hope. Cory Barlog, creative director at Santa Monica Studio and director of God of War, took personal responsibility for Ragnarok's delay back when the development team faced criticism for postponing the game, according to Eurogamer. Barlog personally replied to Judge's tweets, saying, quote, would walk through 1,000 fires for you, my friend. He coupled this tweet with the infamous Aragorn gif from the Fellowship of the Ring saying, you have my sword, naturally. Twitter follows joined in on the sentiment, with additional Lord of the Rings gifs in support with the former Stargate SG-1 actor. I think the interesting thing about this story, first of all, I'm so glad he's doing better, seemingly, and that's awesome. He's a great actor. I couldn't imagine anyone doing Kratos now that we've had him as Kratos.
I know. Please don't do that to us.
But also, he's not the reason for the delays. He's not.
So first of all, here's the thing. Anybody that's complaining or giving the studios a hard time, screw you guys, because that game, like the PlayStation 4 God of War, is one of my favorite games. They can take as long as they want on that sequel. They don't owe me or you or any of us anything. Like, we are lucky to be having these games. So that's my 2 cents for those of you that want to complain about it being delayed, or any game for that matter. But sorry, and rant.
Yeah, I don't think he's the reason, though. I mean, maybe he's part of the reason it got delayed. I think God of War was going to get delayed regardless.
It's such a big game. Like, how could it not?
I know it's a big game, and COVID happened, and it's only been like what 2-3 years since the last one. Like, that's a huge turnaround.
I wasn't anticipating a sequel like right off the bat.
No, I wasn't.
This one kind of took a long time, and like I said, it was kind of more like something we should be excited that we have, not something that we should just expect.
Yeah. So I'm happy he's doing better. I'm happy he's getting back into shape to finish the game.
Happy he's
Also,
healing.
Cory Barlog, absolute legend. Blame marketing for delays. I don't think it's the marketing that caused the delays either. I think it's just really, really fucking hard to make a video game.
Yeah, if you were just blaming marketing, that means everything else is done and they're just not promoting it.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
think
no
that'd
way.
be the case. If they had everything done, marketing would be like Metroid Dread
Unless
right now.
unless you mean like marketing is forcing them to put it out at this certain date.
Oh yeah, that could be too. We could definitely be overreading that comment.
Yeah, in which case I do kind of agree. But at that case, I don't even think it's marketing. It's the publisher, which would be Sony in this instance. But I honestly think it's COVID because I mean Horizon got delayed, everything got fucking delayed. Far
I think
Cry,
it's so many things kind of stacking into the equation.
Far Cry was supposed to come out like earlier this year, and it's just coming out this week. So, I think everything.
Crazy.
I think everything just got hit hard by that. Second piece of news here. Welcoming Bluepoint Games to the PlayStation Studios family. This comes from the PlayStation blog, and specifically Herman Holst wrote this one, who is the president of PlayStation America or whatever. Today, I'm very excited to announce that PlayStation Studios has grown again with the addition of longtime partner Bluepoint Games. From the exceptional PS5 remake of Demon's Souls to the critically acclaimed PS4 remake of Shadow of the Colossus, and remasters of fan favorites like Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection, Bluepoint has built a name for itself by creating some of the highest quality remasters and remakes in the industry. With each of its projects, Bluepoint has raised the bar on console-defining visuals and gameplay, and the studio's vast expertise in world building and character creation will be a huge plus for future PlayStation Studios properties. Welcome to the PlayStation Studios family, Bluepoint.
That is very exciting.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
I completely didn't even realize how much I knew Bluepoint until you mentioned the remake of Shadow of the Colossus. Easily one of my favorite, just random games. I remember having that. I've had every version. They've remade that thing 4 times now. Came out on PS2, I think, and then again for PS3, probably PS4, and there was the remaster. I love that game. I own every version of it. Hearing the other ones though, that doesn't surprise me. They remade, you said, Demon's Souls and Uncharted. I played the originals of those. I haven't had the chance to play those remakes, so I know just from their resume that Bluepoint is on it. So what do you think this means if they're joining Sony? What is to come?
My experience with Bluepoint, my first experience playing Shadow of the Colossus, besides seeing videos online of it, which I had seen videos of Shadow of the Colossus, was the Bluepoint remake, and it was fantastic. Also,
that was your first exposure. Was the latest remaster or remake, whatever.
Yeah, and also my first exposure with Uncharted. It was not the Nathan Drake collection. I had Uncharted 3 on the PS3, but I was late to the PS3. I think a lot of people, I was late to the PS3 because I was on 360 up until late in the PS3's life cycle. I got Last of Us and I got Uncharted 3 and I played those games and I loved those games. And then when they announced the Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection, I was like, shit, I gotta play these before the 4th one comes out.
Yeah.
So I played all 3 of those fucking games in a week. And
dang.
Yeah, I plowed through them, and I love those games. Now they're some of my favorite games. Naughty Dog is one of my favorite studios of all time.
So good.
And of course the new Demon's Souls, which was probably the highest selling game for the PS5. It probably still is, besides maybe Spider-Man. So
I could definitely see that.
They just have a workflow that's insane. And, it's been rumored that they've been working on Metal Gear for a while. And Metal Gear and PlayStation kind of go hand in hand.
They do.
So it makes a lot of sense. It also makes me wonder about the future of Konami and PlayStation. I wonder if maybe PlayStation's thinking about gobbling up Konami, sort of like how Xbox gobbled up Bethesda. Because
it made them exclusive.
I'm being very tangential here, but like, and that would be insane, because Kojima is at PlayStation, and then like Konami and Kojima, and just be fucking crazy. Yeah, and then give the games to Kojima. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, back to Bluepoint. What I think this means for the future of Bluepoint and PlayStation, it could mean a couple different things. It could just mean that Bluepoint's going to continue to be the remakes and remasters guys. You know,
I'm cool with that. They haven't let us down.
Yeah, that's fine. They can like remake Jak and Daxter next.
I was just gonna say, can we get a Jak and Daxter?
Yeah, Jak and Daxter, or
I would play the hell out of that.
Or anything really. Or maybe they could just, you know, like they're doing with Metal Gear, maybe they reach out to Rockstar and they can remake some Grand Theft Autos, and they can be console exclusive or whatever. Or they could become the new Demon Souls guys, and they could be the guys behind the new Demon Souls.
Right. They've already shown that they can, so
right,
kind of just pick it up and run with it.
And instead of like, you know, getting FromSoft back to make the next Demon Souls, it's like, no, we got Bluepoint. They'll just make Demon Souls from now on, which is very possible as well, and I could see that happening, and I'd be okay with that.
Could honestly be all of the above too. Like, there's nothing stopping them from doing all of it. They could even make their own games if they wanted to. And they've definitely got pocket change from these titles.
Oh yeah, for sure. But this has been rumored for literally over a year. We've been talking, me and Nick have been talking about the potential of Bluepoint joining PlayStation for like literally months and months and months. So
and then here
now
you are
that
confirming it's happening.
Yeah, it's so funny because I actually like sent this to Nick. I'm like, look what happened, Nick. And he's like, didn't we already talk about this? Like, is this new news?
Speculation
like,
became reality.
And I'm like, well, like technically this is the first time that they've announced it. So yes.
You and Nick made this happen.
Yeah, this is
my the two of you.
Fault. So we still have a lot of time left. So what I'm going to turn this into now, Cody, to unless you have more to say about Bluepoint.
No, I mean, I'm good on that.
Just sort of a slow news week. So what I'm going to turn this into now is I want to know more about you. I want to get in deep.
This is an interview now all of a sudden.
I want to get in deep. It's not an interview as far as like let's find out your you know, your nitty gritties. I want to know about your video game history. That's what I want to know about.
Okay. Am I going back to the beginning?
Yeah, let's do
taking it back to the roots.
Let's do our video game.
There I was.
Our video game stories.
The day was February 4th, 1991. I was born into the world. A Super Nintendo controller in my hands.
I am Morgan Freeman, here to tell the story of Cody Rattler.
That'd be so great if I had like a Morgan Freeman like voice mod. So there I was, being born. So first game console, I think probably the very first one was like my the original Game Boy, like, you know, that fat like block one.
Oh yeah.
My mom loved Tetris, and I think she kind of just like let me play it, and that kind of started everything. And then very soon after that, I got a Super Nintendo, and from there, like Zelda just kind of took over. I think that was my first game that I actually completed as a child. I was probably like 5 or 6, so like I go far with A Link to the Past. Like that is probably like one of my favorite games. But I've had a slew of consoles since then. I don't want to like literally go through each and every one, but mostly Nintendo. I've had I guess I'll just go through the Nintendo ones first. So we've had most variations of the Game Boy. I've pretty much had all the main consoles. So N64, GameCube, Wii. I did get the Wii U. I say that with like mild regret, but the Switch, I would love to get the OLED, but it's honestly it doesn't feel like I feel like I'd have to sell my current Switch if I were to get the OLED.
Here's the thing about the Wii U though. Okay, the Wii U gets
we're going back to the Wii U.
The Wii U gets a lot of shit. All right, and I don't think it's warranted. Okay, the Wii U had some fucking banger games. Okay, the Wii U.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
And the problem now with the Wii U is like all of those games have come to Switch. So now the Wii U is sort of like there's no need for it at all. But like there was some.
See, there's a couple of my favorite.
Pikmin 3 is the one.
Right,
though.
that's a good example.
That's the one.
I was thinking of some games on the Wii U that we still haven't got for Switch. Like I don't know why Nintendo's holding on to those HD remakes for Zelda. Do they think they're going to continue to sell more on the Wii U? I mean, they might be. I can't say they're not, but as someone who literally owns both those games on Wii U, I'm telling you, Nintendo, I will buy both games again for the Switch. Just do it. You have my money. Pull the trigger.
Oh, yeah.
But there's also games like, was it Wario Land? Like they just did a new one for the Switch, but there was also like Nintendo Land was kind of like its own Wario Land. I don't know. There's a handful of games for the Wii U, like you said, that made the Wii U.
Yeah,
I mean, otherwise there was some downsides to it, but
I think the fact that it was such a big failure, like, caused Nintendo to be like, we got to make some banger games to like get people to buy this thing. Because, like Volpinator just said in the chat, they had no third-party support at all.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing that ruined them.
Yeah, but
the Switch is obviously doing well because it's. Yeah, he said it.
Yeah, the
Switch is getting that third-party love.
Yeah, absolutely. What was like? You said Zelda. What's your favorite Zelda game of all time?
So I would probably put it between A Link to the Past and I want to say Breath of the Wild just because it's such a beautiful game, but
so good.
I know deep down Ocarina of Time is like still such a core. And then when I say Ocarina of Time, you can't forget Majora's Mask, which is just as good. It's so hard. I don't really know. I'll tell you which ones I don't like are the two that were on the DS that were stylus based. I just could not grasp the controls to really like it all that much. I'm talking Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass. My good friend Bobby loved both those games. I know there's plenty of you guys out there that probably do like them, but I just couldn't do it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Did you play the stylus?
Oh yeah, I played. I can't remember which one I played. I played one of them though, and it was yeah, not it was not my jam either.
I mean, it was still Zelda to the core, but when I'm staring like top down and I gotta like navigate Link where he's supposed to go rather than just controlling the dang DS controls or the D-pad.
It's a neat idea. There was that one Kirby game, and it was sort of a kiddie game, but like
was that the Yarn one or something
on the Wii U where you had to like draw the path for him to go, and he like stuck to the path. That game was cool. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, but imagine if like to move Kirby you had to like point or something. I don't know.
I mean that's what the game was. So I mean, but it's all right.
I guess I didn't play it, but I know that those two are like the ones that stand out the most for me as far as Zelda. And I guess Zelda 2 because that one is just so difficult.
It's funny. Me and Nick are like hardcore PlayStation nerds, you know, like we're so locked in on the PlayStation shit.
I did have PlayStation. I know I've only hit on Nintendo so far, but I've had all four except for PS5. I still can't. Not that I'm like dying or actively searching for it, but it's not easy to get a hold of.
Oh yeah, dude. I
know it took you forever. As someone who loves Sony,
I fought for my life out there, dude. It's so funny. I had been trying for months, you know, like it came out in November of last year, and I didn't get it until I don't know 2 or 3 months ago, and I got on the thing. I was following, you know, Wario64 on Twitter. He gets the shout outs, and I'm like, I'm on Walmart. I'm complaining to my friends. I'm like, I kicked out of the queue again. This is fucking bullshit. And then my friend's like, hey, I just bought one. You can have it. It's you. And I'm like, what?
Oh, wow.
How?
Did you already have one?
He had one. He bought one for our other friend. He bought one for his brother. Like I don't know what this man's got. This man's got magic hands or something.
He must have full confidence that he knows you guys are gonna buy it, and he also loves you that much. He's gonna go out there and front the money so that you can get it. What a guy.
What are your predictions for Nintendo in the future? Like, what do you think is like coming up for Nintendo? When do you expect them to like drop a new console? Like, what's up next for Nintendo, you think?
I don't know, you guys. I feel like they don't drop new consoles very often. Like the Switch, I feel like took a little while to come around. I feel like it's what the Wii U wanted to be, just because they had like that separate handheld device, you know. And now they made it. Let's just focus on the device. What if that's the console? But with the OLED coming out, I don't know. I feel like they've just kind of extended their own timer for the standard Switch. Like the OLED just has a few extra features, nothing like we were all thinking 4K Pro, something along those lines. But I don't know. I doubt Nintendo's going to do something next year if they just announced an OLED. Don't you think they have at least 2, maybe 3 more years before anything hardware is remotely discussed?
Yeah, my guess is late 2023. And
I could see that.
And I am kind of half expecting it to be a more stable at-home console, so that way they can keep back supporting the Switch.
Yeah, that makes sense too. They don't want to make a new handheld that'll just completely wipe it.
Which is
so maybe that is it. The next like 4K Nintendo console will just be console.
I have no idea like how they handle it, because I feel like the Switch was such a great idea on one hand, but on the other hand, you know, Nintendo kind of lived and breathed both a home console and a portable console. And with the Switch, they blended that into one, which is great for us as the consumers. But for them, that is cutting their
it really
profits in half.
They've always done so well at the handhelds, but now you've kind of said, let's just mix the market. Now it's the same thing. Instead of having 2 lanes, they've just merged it into one.
Yeah, but like the Switch is such a great idea that I hope when they do announce new hardware, it is, hey, this is the Switch 2. You know, like we're just fucking backing this. This is our thing now. And
that'd be cool.
It's a Switch that can play PS4 quality games, you know? And that'd be good enough for me. Honestly, I am shocked that the Switch is not at that level already. It makes
I feel like Nintendo does really well with nostalgia, so they should really just focus on hitting us with the stuff that we currently want, and then maybe giving us something new, like you said, 2023.
I think that's a problem for Nintendo though, because when does nostalgia run out?
I don't know. They've had me for 30 years.
Right, but like, how many times can they resell Ocarina of Time? You know, like I don't know.
That's true. That is
Although
true.
I will say, if they're like, we just did a ground up remake of Ocarina of Time, I would absolutely lose my shit.
I feel like so many people have always kind of wanted that, you know, especially after we do see these like games that are being remade ground up.
Yeah,
it's like they just bring in Blue Point.
So streaming. How'd you get into
streaming?
it?
Yes.
How'd you get into it? What happened?
Like most of us last year, I was stuck at home. So like before any kind of lockdown or anything, I had watched a lot of people on YouTube that I really like that cover like game news and Pokemon, Animal Crossing stuff here and there. Some streamers I would watch, people do like shiny hunting for Pokemon, you know, where they just sit there for hours and just continuously grind to try to find one shiny that they're looking for. And that's like the whole goal of the stream, is to just find that Pokemon. Once you get it, it's like all your hard work's paid off. I've always thought it was so cool that like people can sit there and have fun playing a game, trying to do something goofy like that. And there's other people that'll take the time to watch and enjoy it and like have that engagement. So long before lockdown, I was always like itching to do something like that, but I feel like it kind of just lit the fire under me being at home. I was like, there's no excuse at this point. I have so much free time. I didn't have a PC, so I was very lucky at the time. My brother had a gaming laptop that he wasn't using. He like had upgraded to a PC and it was just collecting dust. So I had like a mobile setup where we started on YouTube last year. And then about like 6 months later, he's like, hey, I need that laptop back. So it was actually Black Friday, the day he asked for it back. So I just made the decision that day, if I want to keep it up, I need to buy a PC, and now I have it. So I've just kind of blended from YouTube, where I was making videos, to streaming. I've told my community a million times, but it's mostly like the effort that goes into the YouTube side. Like to sit there and record for an hour or two playing a game and then edit it down to the good stuff and then put everything on YouTube, get your tags and your bio ready, then promote the crap out of it. It's a lot of work, and it feels sometimes like you don't really get anywhere. And I know it's really, consistency, but nowadays it's so much easier for me to hop on live like this, have live interaction, not have to worry about editing anything. It's just in the moment. I don't know. This feels a lot more natural for me. So long story short, I guess that's where this all came from.
Yeah, man. Streaming it's a beautiful thing. And like Volp said,
Volp.
You were one of his biggest inspirations.
Stop it.
Hey, man.
Volp started at the same time as me.
Yeah, you were one of mine too. I saw you because I was over here doing the Gamecast and podcast, and I'm like, I gotta start streaming, man, because I was seeing you on my friends list. I gotta get on there. And I've been doing it to no one.
It's awesome
for
that
months.
doing this stuff is encouraging to others to do it, but I've told the community so many times that I can't express how awesome it is for me to see two different friends that I've had in my life become friends and then start hanging out and doing stuff on their own, like streaming. Even hearing that you and Volp are doing stuff after this, I'm like, what a world. Networking, the power of networking. Yeah. I feel like this brought us all together, streaming, we're all gamers. We're all going to be playing on our own. Why not hop online and do it with friends?
Exactly. Yeah.
And we can connect when we're otherwise just stuck at home staring at the wall.
I often wonder what we're all going to look like when we're 90 years old.
I'm going to have this hunch.
We're all like, oh.
I got to work on this posture.
We're all like, you want to play Halo 79? Yeah. The new one.
Streaming it on Tuesday.
The new Among Us patch just came out. Let's go, you sussy bakas.
Among Us 2 was announced.
Anyway, what to look forward to next week? We've got Alan Wake Remastered, which is coming out on everything.
I'm very excited for that.
Tomorrow on October 5th. I literally just played that a few months ago, and I'm kind of bummed that I didn't wait for this. But
you know how growing up, there's always those left field games that's impacted your childhood, but not many people played. Alan Wake was one of them. I had it on Xbox. I don't even think it was 360. I could be wrong, but it might have been 360. Either way, I played it on the initial release, and that's such a deep cut.
Yeah, Volpinator. Alan Wake comes out tomorrow. Get hype. It's a very sleeper hit game. Also, if you want to know more about if you were really into Control, play Alan Wake, because did
they make Control, the people who made Alan Wake?
Yeah. And one of the
cool. I don't think I knew that.
One of the DLCs is an Alan Wake Control sort of crossover thing.
Really? That's so cool.
Yeah. Both are really good games. Also coming out tomorrow is Jet the Far Shore, which is a game I'm very curious about.
I don't know if I've heard of this one. What is it?
It's kind of it's an indie game, but
okay.
It looks...
I'm pulling it up on my end.
It's hard to explain because it's so weird, but you fly around and there's dudes. I don't even know how to explain it. It's very strange, but yeah, you should watch it.
Looks like that, what's that PS5 game? Not Nocturnal, but something Turnal.
Oh, Returnal?
Yeah, that kind of gives me this vibe.
It kind of looks like that. Returnal's
almost
fantastic.
Third person. Yeah, I remember you telling me about it.
Yeah, fantastic. Also coming out tomorrow, Lego Marvel Superheroes comes out on Switch.
Nice.
Also tomorrow, it's a huge day tomorrow apparently. Nickelodeon All-Stars comes out on everything tomorrow. I know
that's not already out?
No.
Is it it's dropping everywhere tomorrow and it's not already on one spot? I feel like I've just seen so many videos already on this.
No, it's not out already because
holy cow.
No,
that's gonna be a big one.
They've been
a lot of people are excited for that game.
Yeah, they've been doing live streams about how each character works. Seeing. Yeah, that's what everyone's getting all hyped up about.
In my head, I'm thinking, these people are already playing this game, and it looks great. I mean, if you love Smash and you love Nintendo, you're sold.
I have a hot take on this game. Okay,
all right, let's hear it.
I think people are getting really hyped up about this game because they're like, it looks like Smash, it looks like Melee specifically, and I think a lot of people are going to play it. And I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed by this game because I think this game looks like poo poo doo doo.
I mean, it kind of. I guess I'll have to see it more, but it could be like a B-side Smash Bros.
Yeah, I need to play it.
I don't hate that though. I mean, I like that they're giving these characters love, characters that we all grew up, watching. Reptar, Invader Zim, like there's so many. SpongeBob.
Yeah, I need to play it before I shit on it too much, but like, yeah, it looks pretty. I don't know.
I feel like it's gonna need items or something in order to keep up with Smash. Like it's gonna need a lot more depth than just fighting.
Well,
on the
it
screen.
just seems like sort of lifeless. Like there's no voice acting for any.
Depth.
There's no,
really?
There's like no voice acting. That the music just sounds like generic music. Doesn't even sound like they got a lot of the like iconic music from the shows. I don't know.
It's got to be aimed for kids, but it's weird because it's all the shows we grew up on. So unless they're still going with all these shows,
I think they made it. I don't think they made it for kids. I think they made it for the Melee crowd because they added like wave dashing in, and so I do think they're appealing to the Melee crowd, which are also like 30-year-old guys, because like the characters in the show are like Nigel Thornberry and
I know
like the All Real Monsters. Like it's
smashing.
Like, yeah, like those are not characters. Like I don't think I could go up to my 7-year-old nephew and be like, hey, you know who Nigel Thornberry is? You'd be like, who the fuck is that?
That's what I was saying, unless these shows are back and I don't realize it. But like I said, there's a lot of deep cuts. All Real Monsters, like I barely remember that as a kid.
Yeah,
if anything, nightmares. But
classic show. Also coming out tomorrow, Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania comes out on everything. So
that was one I didn't really get into too much growing up. I understand how it works and I get the hype, but I didn't have exposure to it.
I remember I had one on a demo disc. Fantastic. Played it
nice
over and over and over again. And then on October 7th, which is Thursday, Far Cry 6. It's finally coming out. It's finally happening. I don't know if I'm going to buy it or not. I'm torn. I'm waiting for reviews.
Well, it's a next-gen game, so you can definitely live it to its fullest on PS5. I wanted to ask you on this one, and anybody else in chat, because I feel like it's so underloved, but has anybody played the first or second Far Cry? Because I grew up playing them when they first came out, and they are so much different than what they are now. I can't get behind like the hype that everyone loves about Far Cry like 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like they're all a lot different than what I remember growing up. But I have that question for you guys. Did anybody play the first two? And I'm curious because there were some aspects that were completely abandoned.
I played the second one vaguely. I never like beat it. I played it at my friend's house who had like an Xbox.
I'll have to see if the second one had this from the first game, but somewhere in the first game, like the premise was like you were like this mercenary that went to an island. You found out there are people being tested on with like some super mutant, serum. You get this injection, and then suddenly, like instead of turning into like this monstrosity that everyone else is, you're just kind of this super dude. You could run around like at super speed. You had claws you could like kill enemies with, and you had like feral senses and stuff. But the best thing about that game is obviously this was the couch era, so we're all playing on the couch. There was a level editor mode where you could make an entire map. You could build fortresses. It was very here's walls, here's staircases, however you want to build it. We would do 3v1s where we would have 3 normal like humans with guns and then give one of us that feral ability, and we would just see how long we could last, or if we could just take out the super mutant. Like that was just like so much fun. And then Far Cry, like the rest of the series, took off into a whole different direction. I just haven't been able to get behind it as much.
I'm trying to. I think that was like a spin-off. I'm looking
I want to look it up. Far
Cry Instincts?
Let's just look up Far Cry 1.
Was that what it was? Far Cry Instincts?
So I know for sure I played that first Far Cry. I recognize that game. Let me look up Instincts.
Yeah, because I think that was the one that I played. But
You're right. That's Far Cry Predator as well. Instincts, Predator. I think that's the same thing.
Yeah, because I do think like the official like Far Cry 2 was more of your standard Far Cry fare.
Okay, then maybe I'm not. Oh yeah, well, I think it was. Yeah, Far Cry 2 was a little bit more. So I'm talking about the original, the first one, and whatever that Instincts variation must have been. Crazy.
Maybe,
Anyway, I love that.
or
and I
maybe
miss
those are
that.
remasters. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not
Very good game.
as well versed in Far Cry as I like to say I am.
Now the series is very realistic. You've got like real type of, not to say that the guns weren't real in the first one, but
Well, I
so
mean,
much more realistic physics. There's no super mutants, super speed.
sort of, but like Far Cry 4, which is where I hopped in, and then I went back and played 3. But Far Cry 4, they like there's like the dream sequences where you're like in people's dreams and like you're controlling an elephant and shit, and like
That's pretty cool.
yeah, and there's some weird shit like that in that. And then there was like Far Cry New Dawn and what was the other ones? The one that Blood
looking them all
Dragon.
up.
Blood Dragon was like really weird. It was like this weird cyberpunk Far Cry game. So like there was some weird fucking Far Cry games. And then there was Far Cry Primal, which I really fucking liked. It was Far Cry but like prehistoric, and all you had like was like a bow and arrow and like
Oh, that's pretty cool.
yeah, it was a really cool game. None of
Like
it was in
Turok or
English
something.
too. They like created their own language for the game. It was a really cool game. I liked it a lot. So Far Cry is it's an interesting series that's been through a lot. But I will
Yes.
say Far Cry 5 I was not a fan of. I did not like how like it just felt so flat and like and like the biggest part of like Far Cry 3 and 4 are like the wingsuits and the verticality of it all, and like Far Cry 5 did not have that at all. And the story
Sucks.
the story was less linear, which I guess could be considered a good thing, but it just felt like more tedious than the other
Yeah.
ones. So I'm excited for this one though, because you know Giancarlo is gonna kill it, and I'm excited to see him. So also October 8th we've got Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, which is coming out to everything. I know there's a lot of fans of Doki Doki Literature Club, so there you go. Of course, Metroid Dread is coming out on October 8th as well on the Switch.
That it is. Very excited for that.
Indeed. Tetris Effect Connected is coming to the Switch as well on October 8th. And if you haven't played Tetris Effect Connected,
I don't think that I have. I don't even know if I've heard of it.
change it. Change that today. Go play Tetris Effect. It's amazing. You got to play through the story mode. The connected mode is like the new online stuff that they added. It's amazing. I'm a huge Tetris fan. Behind me, I've got NES Tetris running.
I've seen it.
I am a massive Tetris fan. Like massive. I love Tetris. And Tetris Effect is one of the best Tetris games ever made. And then this next section is recent reviews via OpenCritic. Here's just some quick rundowns of OpenCritic here. Kenna Bridge of Spirits has an 81. It's got an 81, so that's pretty good. I think that's the only new one since last week. Life is Strange True Colors has an 81 on OpenCritic. Psychonauts maintaining its 89 on OpenCritics. So
Nice.
very cool stuff.
I need to play it.
Yeah. And this week's question, I guess, can just be who do you want to see in Smash, I guess. If you're watching this on free feeds, like Spotify, we're on everything. So like if you want to listen to this show later on in life, you can find us on Spotify. Look up Last Week in Games, because we are changing the name of this show. So look up Last Week in Games. You should find us on Spotify. I'm still working out other services like Apple Podcasts. We're still trying to set that up right now. But we should be on like Google Play. We should be on most everything. We're still on YouTube, obviously. And if you're not watching us live on Twitch, what the hell are you doing? Come over to twitch.tv/lonercast and watch us live every Monday at 3:30. You can find me on Twitter at emergencypizza_. You can find the channel's Twitter at lonercast1. Cody, you want to pimp yourself out?
Yeah, it's literally just Cody Rattler across the board with a K, I guess, if I need to specify, because not everybody's going to know that. But yeah, I'm mostly on Twitch. I have YouTube. I need to show YouTube more love, but as I said earlier, it's just very time consuming. And then other than that, I guess the only other plug is After the Calm. If you guys just want some new music, we've been going strong for, I think, like 7 years now. So that is a passion of mine. I love playing drums. But yeah, I'm very stoked that we got to do this, cover today's topics. I'm thankful to be here. So thanks again for the invite.
Yeah, man. Thanks for filling in. I hope you come back and do it again.
Absolutely.
Everyone on Twitch, you can stick around. We're going to be talking about Carnage here in a minute. Everyone on YouTube, see you later. We'll talk to you later.
Goodbye, YouTube.